So, as a woman in ministry that is single, it can be a daunting task trying to meet a husband or trying to meet your husband because he just looks like everybody's looking up to you. So, who wants to date the senior pastor? Or who wants to date the minister? Who wants to date that leader? Who wants to date the founders? But this is especially for so this can video can work for everybody that is in that role, currently occupying that role, leader, founder, pastor, music minister, whatever the case may be. And you can just find yourself saying, "But God, I'm doing your work. Why am I not married?" Even though I know it's a part of the thing that I'm called to do. And you've even spoken to me about it possibly, and so on and so forth. There have been confirmation, so on. So why am I just not married? Where's the husband? I will start out by I have about 7 points, and let's roll. I'm Sagenel. Welcome back. I do videos like this every week. I help you meet and marry your husband, and I help men meet and marry their wives as well. So do well to check out the Meet Your Husband playlist. Check the link in the description to find ways I can help you get my books. Book a personal session with me. Ask me a question in the comment, and I will respond to it. Number one, use the REST model templates. We already did a video about that. I'm not sure if the video is going to be out before this or after this, but use the REST model template. We have a REST model template in the inner circle. The video we did was just a briefing of what that REST model template looks like. This means operating from a place of rest on the journey to meeting your husband without being without being operate from a place of rest, but without being the word I'm looking for is just without being nonchalant about it. Even though that's not the word I'm looking for, but without being nonchalant. So you can operate from a place of rest without being nonchalant. So do that. Go and look for that video, subscribe, put a notification if the video is not out yet so that you can get it. But I would really recommend that you come into the inner circle because the video is just some sort of sampling of what it is that you're going to taste. We have a whole model. You get your workbooks, your checklist of, and your how to. That's the most important thing with the rest. We'll literally show you step by step how you can live out that rest model that we have suggested. No, well, we have handed over to. It's not a suggestion. We hope that you actually use it, more like an instruction. So yeah, go and use it, okay? Especially if I'm your coach, is something that you actually have to practice. So consider that. Go and use the rest model. Is something that's part of the curriculum that we share. But you want to operate from a place of rest where we teach you how to operate from a place of rest, but without being nonchalant. The next point is don't box gorge. Your husband may not be a minister like you, but he may be a member. He may not be a minister like you. He may just be a member, but with a strong purpose to lead your family. The mistakes that women who are leaders and maybe some in ministry make is that they think that their husband should also be in active ministry. So they are busy being only in places, and I'll get to that point, be only in places where pastors are, ministers are, except maybe God told you, so thou it, your husband is going to be a pastor. This is maybe except God told you that. And there's even the part of, I put out a video, I should have put it out by now, about three things to the three reasons why, even though God tells you something about or tells you how a person should be a husband, the person may not still agree. So go and watch that video in case you've been in that scenario, because of course there's people in the spiritual circle that are hurt and yeah, they're hurt and wounded by such disappointment when they finally run off to the person and the person is just not interested at all. This person too is a spiritual person, but the person is just not interested. So I share about that. But I'll say don't box God. A lot of people box God, and you're not doing it intentionally a lot of times. It's just you just think, oh, I'm a minister, then the person too should be a minister like me. But sometimes not necessarily. This person can have a strong will have a strong purpose to lead your family, but it may not necessarily be a minister like you, like oh, like a pastor. Some look at Joyce and her husband, and now you may have been ordained a minister. I'm not updated at this time, but the truth is the assignment was for Joyce to be the minister. and him to be the member in quote. Of course, is a husband at home when it comes to family, but I'm talking about in the church setting. There are times where they try to say, no, Dave, come and be the pastor, because I've read a lot of Joyce's book and a lot of Mama Joyce's book. And it did not just work out. It was Joyce that was given that assignment. So you want to not box God. In 21st century, where you have ministers marrying ministers, you can get distracted and forget that yours may not be like that. Please, this video is a reminder for you to not get distracted. The third point is work with a coach. Speak about your concern and let's explore gaps that you are unaware of. We all know that we're not perfect and we all know that we're continuous work in progress. There's certain gaps that probably you may be unaware of, but is happening in your life. So how are you and how do you close that gap? A lot of times you need a bird's eye view. You need a person with a perspective that is not yours. You need a person who has your best interests at heart, but is willing and able to see from a different perspective that is not yours. And that is where a coach like me comes in. So probably book a session. Like, what are you waiting for? It's something to do just to help. It could just be one session. I have that one-off session just to help you know where you are at. Like I usually say, nothing is wrong with you. It's not like you're not fine or you're not spiritual, you're not praying enough. That's not what those are not the women I'm talking about. There's the part for you're not developed enough. But a lot of the times when I put out these videos and even my work is with women who are truly have worked on themselves, have done the work. Of course, the work doesn't end, but to a large extent, they're doing the work. So I know the kind of person you are. You don't need to explain it to me. It doesn't mean that there are no gaps that we cannot close with a session together. So book that session. The next point is don't look down on men because of your position. It doesn't mean though that you should tolerate trash, but don't start looking down on men because of your position and also because of the disposition of some people in the world. There's some people in the world that are making it look like, oh, if women are in certain positions, treat men this way, act this way, do all that, all of those things. You may think that God forbid, that's not how I am, but it may be entering your heart gradually. The Lord is the one that truly sees us. I know you're like, sister in church, hallelujah, praise Lord, Minister Bola, or Pastor Dora, however it is you are applauded and esteemed in the eyes of men, you want to always lay it down with God because He's the one that has the full version of what is really going on with you. So please make sure that you are not doing that if you used to do it. And if you're struggling with it, let's talk about it. But with position comes power, and with power can come intoxication. So if you're not intentional about it, you're going to look down at your husband and you pass him by. He will be trying to find you, but you will not recognize him because the man is to find. But what I teach women is you need to recognize him when he finds you. But if you don't recognize him, you push him away. It's not his fault. The next point is work on your aura body language. You need to work on your aura and on your body language when it comes to just men generally. There are some men who are probably in your environment and they want to walk up to you. They want to be your friend. Maybe they don't want to immediately start a relationship with you, but they want to know who you are. Your body language. Yes, what? Things like that. I sent them away. I have videos talking about that in depth, so I will not dwell on that. Please go and look for those videos. Expand your circle, go for sane, safe and sound outings. There's a particular popular pastor who met her husband at a baby shower. To be precise, I don't know if I should call her name here. But anyway, she's a very, very popular female pastor. Guess where she met her husband? baby sh- um, baby shower, something about a baby celebration, whether it was pre-baby or post-baby, I can't remember. I think it was a baby shower. It was baby shower. That's where she met him, and today they're married. They have a child. So they're calling you sister, come for the. I'm sure because this particular person I'm talking about, she's very down to earth. So it's not. They just say, okay, well, and she made time. Let me go. My friend or whoever that person was to her. I'm not exactly sure the relationship with the person. Let me just go. She said, no. I'm praying. What do you mean, baby shower? No. Don't call me for that. So do you know who I am? Some people are up close and personal. You see, that up close and personal, that's what people do. It doesn't mean that you should not go to the club and say, hey, because I'm looking for a husband. That's not what I'm saying. That's why I say safe, sound, and sane outings. But go for outings. And I'm not now saying that when you not go for outings, that's where your husband is. But you never know. You may not be meeting your husband, but you may be meeting the one who is going to lead you to your husband. Do you know how many people have met their husband through somebody, through a colleague, through an event they went to? People are like, something, oh, come to my office. And while they were in that office, they met somebody there, and this person is their husband down the line. So go expand your circle. Don't go for events. It's something you can commit yourself to. Okay, let me just. Who would have known? You would have thought that this particular pastor, is in church. She meet her husband, but that's not where she met this husband. Yeah. So some people meet their husbands in church. So I'm not now saying that, hey, if you're a female minister, yeah, you, you cannot meet your, please. Oh, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just telling you that you cannot box God. That's all I'm saying. He's the one that is God. You cannot box him. And the final point that I have here is join dating sites in alignment with your values. This is not even going to be a conversation in the next few years, but it's still a conversation now. So let's have it. I've done a video on dating sites. I'm not going to go in depth into it, but I know that as a female minister, it can be like this. It can look desperate. Hey, my church member should now see me that I'm in a dating site. What I would say is book a session with me. Let me explain some things to you that you don't know. I've said some things on the dating side video. Go and find it. The video is already live. I'm not going to repeat it here. No, I won't. But book a session with me. There's some things we need to talk about. But I just want to put it out here that if there's no restriction from God to say don't, and you want to be sure you're not manufacturing that restriction. Because some people can say, God said I should not join this, but it's a lie. It's their fear and their bias. You have to understand some things about dating sites, and you have to remove that mindset and bias you have about it. You just have to. You just have to. I don't know how I go talk am again. And that's why I'm telling you that dating sites are in alignment with your values. Please stop thinking of dating sites as hookup sites. These things are real, where real people are meeting and getting married. Even if they don't get married, some people are meeting real friends there. So you just have to upgrade your perspective. I can't do more than that, than to just help you. But the thing is, are you willing to upgrade your perspective? Are you willing to upgrade your perspective? Okay. Are you willing to upgrade your perspective? Reach out to me, book a session, let's talk further. And I want you to be able to know that to know that God cares about your department of marriage, and it is very possible to meet your husband in 1 to 3 years or less. But are you going to be willing to do your own part to be found by him? Because you cannot find somebody that has decided to not be found. That's just a fact. So I want you to think about it, and let's talk privately. Ask me questions. If you're not a person in ministry but you're watching this, you can share this with a person in ministry, because a lot of those people as well who are single really desire to be married. I'm Sadnell. Thank you for watching this video. Find other ways that I can help and support you. Please check the link in the description. And I'll see you in my next video. You definitely can find me on previous video that you've missed. Thank you for watching.